Good evening. Welcome to the Glazov Gang. Tonight, Israel in the Heartland. Our guest this evening, Dr. Mark Christian, the President and Executive Director of the Global Faith Institute. He is an Egyptian-born Christian convert from Sunni Islam and is related to high-ranking leaders of the Muslim Brotherhood. He is currently organizing an event in Omaha called Israel in the Heartland, a night on March 19th to honor Israel. It's the first ever pro-Zionist event to be held in the United States heartland and the state of Nebraska. Dr. Mark Christian, what an honor and privilege it is to have you on the Glazov Gang.
Thank you very much for having me. It's an honor to be on your show, Jamie.
And an honor to have you here. Dr. Christian, it is not every day that an ex-Sunni Imam hosts a pro-Israel evening. What's going on?
It's an honor to be used by God to put this event together. And this is an ultimate sin, an ultimate crime in the minds of Muslims and the minds of Muslim nations that you support Israel. Set aside putting an event like this together. This is the maximum penalty in the eyes of Muslims.
Okay, now we want to get to, with the time we have, to an ex-imam and your background. I'm sure you were brought up in Egypt with Jew hatred and everything like that, and now you're hosting this pro-Israel event. I want to get to that. But first, let's let the viewers, who I hope are very excited, know exactly where to go. They got to hop on a plane and come to this thing if they're not in Omaha.
I would love to. I would love to.
Okay, so no, you're going to be there. I'm talking about the audience. So March 19th, 2015. This is going to happen. It's called Israel in the Heartland. Tell us exactly where.
It's going to be over here in Omaha, Nebraska, at one of the most prestigious country clubs in town, which really a very nice facility. We can have an awesome food. We're going to have also kosher certified meal for our friends from the Jewish community. We're going to have Jewish music. We're going to sing the national anthem for Israel. We're going to sing for Jerusalem. We're going to hear an amazing speakers. It's going to be an awesome night, Jamie.
Okay, give us the address and where it's going to be exactly.
Champions Country Club in Omaha, Nebraska. Everybody knows about it. You can just Google Champions Run Country Club in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay, and also what site can they go to find out about this? To the Global Faith Institute site?
Yes, you can find it on globalfaithinstitute.org. Also, you're going to find it on KFAB website as well. So you just Google Israel in the Heartland, and you will find the event, and you will be able to sign in. And there is different ways to sign in, either online or you can make a phone call. There is different ways that you can know about the event and sign up for it.
Okay, Mark, who's going to be speaking there?
We have, there is many speakers. I don't know which one I start with. I would start with Mr. Morton Klein. Morton Klein is the president of Zionist of America organization, the oldest Zionist organization in America. He's a great speaker. He's a Holocaust survivor himself as a kid, but his passion, his message, that I have heard him multiple times, and I'm so excited that finally I'm going to be able to let the people of Nebraska and the people of the Midwest to listen to this amazing guy. Also, we have Eli Gross. Eli Gross, she's a Holocaust survivor, a beautiful, amazing lady. Her passion, her love to kids, her love to life is amazing. She is a very successful woman. She wrote multiple books, and she's a poet, and she's going to be speaking. She survived the Holocaust, and she wanted to be a very successful woman. And also, we're going to have Noni Darwish over there. You know very well.
Noni Darwish.
We're going to have Noni Darwish, the founder of Arab for Israel. She's a patriot, and I love her dearly. We can also have Rabbi Gabi. Rabbi Gabi has an amazing story that many people did not even hear about. This is the anti-Semitism at its best, because he grew up in Egypt, and he lived Egypt most of his youth life, until he was kicked out after put in jail, about to die twice, right after the 6-Day War. And then he was kicked out of Egypt together with his family, has to leave everything behind, and he came to America and became a rabbi. He was one of the oldest synagogues in America.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Israel in the Heartland. Google it. Go to globalfaithinstitute.org. Israel in the Heartland, March 19th. It's in Omaha. We need everybody in America to jump on a plane and come to this event. Mark Christian, why is it so important to stand up for Israel and celebrate Israel at this moment?
Let me say first that it has nothing to do with me or about me. It's all about Israel. It's about the Jewish people, and it's about the people of Israel. This is a great nation that exists in the midst of craziness and completely chaos, and people from all sides want to destroy Israel. And I am not a person, and I think you are not too as well, that can sit around and do nothing when evil is rising on everywhere. You know, when you see the anti-Semitic narrative and the anti-Zionist narrative that is growing on, not only in the Middle East, which we are used to, and I grew up used to, and I was part of that as well, but over here in the West, over here in Europe, over here in America, it is unbelievable. I'm not going to be a person who sit down, whine about what's going on, but I'm going to do something. And this is why I'm putting this event together as a Christian who's born again Christian, left Islam, left the craziness and the hatred, and I grew up love to the state of Israel, and I want to do whatever it takes to oppose the evil of the anti-Semitism and anti-Israel that's going on.
Fantastic. Now, Mark, there's a very curious, I could say, strange phenomenon that's going on with you in this event right now, and in general with many things. For instance, when you have many Christians trying to fight anti-Semitism on behalf of Jewish people, we have an ex-imam right now organizing a pro-Israeli event. Us at the Freedom Center, we're battling on campus against anti-Semitism. And yes, of course, many brave Jewish people join us, and many brave Jewish people are part of the fight. However, there are members of the Jewish community who you would expect, Jewish organizations, members of the Jewish community, that you would expect that would be part of this effort to stand up for Israel and to stand up against its enemies, to stand up against Islamic anti-Semitism, and yet they're on the other side and opposing you. Are you confronting this phenomenon?
This is one of the biggest struggles that I'm going on through, Jamie, the divide that is going on in the Jewish community and also in the Christian community as a matter of fact. I think the problem is our divide that is causing our demise, as I always say. We are divided, and the Jewish community is divided as well. There is many people who are scared and don't want to take an action whatsoever. I have been struggling and in a huge big battle over here in Nebraska. I am putting this event. What I'm saying is, let's get together. Let us celebrate. Let us dance. Let us have fun. Let us celebrate and enjoy a night of getting over our differences. But people don't want to listen. There is lots of Jewish people over here in the state of Nebraska who doesn't want to even participate out of fear, out of, I don't know what is going on, but there's lots of actions going on.
Let me interrupt for a minute. We know in our own activities, etc., there are those elements of the Jewish community that are very afraid to confront Muslim Brotherhood front groups. They're afraid to confront these Islamic groups on campus and all that anti-Semitism, all that Jew hatred, and yet members of the Jewish community and some of these groups, they're so afraid of being called an Islamophobe that they'd rather not say anything and not fight for Israel and actually their own preservation. I mean, it just shows how powerful this leftist propaganda is.
I would have to agree with you, and also I would have to tell you that we have a situation over here where there is big Jewish community are willing to work with the Muslim Brotherhood under the umbrella that let's have peace and we can work things out and we can bring peace to the table. And this is the biggest mistake ever. There is lots of very good Muslims out there. There is lots of Muslims who are really willing to bring peace, but none of them are parts of the Muslim Brotherhood organization or their front groups whatsoever. We are working with our enemy, hoping that the enemy will change. It is the same like a wife or her husband is beating her on a regular basis, and she thinks that one day, if she's going to be nice to him enough, he will change and quit beating her up. That will never happen, never happen, and it's a waste of time, waste of her blood, and usually the women and the people who are oppressed are paying by their own blood and the blood of their kids for their mistakes.
Well, and this is the thing, Dr. Christian, that you're working right now against this you're not against the Tri-Faith Initiative, but what you're against is that there's a Tri-Faith Initiative going on in Omaha, and that the Muslim Brotherhood front groups have infiltrated this initiative, and you're trying to battle that infiltration by the Muslim Brotherhood. But the Jewish side, some of the Jewish participants are actually against you rather than being against the Muslim Brotherhood front groups. And of course, some Christian elements as well, that instead of being against the Muslim Brotherhood front groups are against you for fighting their infiltration, right?
Let me tell you what's going on. I'm glad that you asked this question because it's one of my biggest battles. The Jewish community over here are divided on what is called the Tri-Faith Initiative. And they are calling me all kinds of names, and they have all kinds of suspicions against me because I raised some questions. I don't know what is wrong with asking a very reasonable question to the Tri-Faith Initiative leaders and asking them, why are you working with the Muslim Brotherhood? All I'm asking them is a very simple and reasonable question. And all I'm hoping for a reasonable answer. And if they answer me and I am wrong and they tell me that we are not willing to work with them, or we are working with them for that reason, then I will go away. But instead of even answering the question or attempting to answer the question, threatening me, calling me names, calling me Islamophobe, calling me a bigot, a hatred, and everything else.
Oh.
And now, when I'm putting this event together, the rest of the Jewish community are confused. They don't know what to do. I'm asking them, let us get over our differences. I'm very amazed, Jamie, that the people who are saying that let's reach out to our enemies with love in the hope of peace are refusing to meet with me and shake hands with me, even though I am not hating them. I'm just asking them questions.
Okay,
So,
Mark, but here's the key. You've been slandered because you're trying to stand up against this charade that the Brotherhood engages in. So let's go back 1 second. We know very well from the explanatory memorandum, from the project, we know from other empirical reality, that the Muslim Brotherhood's main objective, among many, is to destroy our civilization from within by our own hands. The explanatory memorandum, which is their document that was discovered, and it was used during the Holy Foundation trial, they're using Muslim Brotherhood front groups like CARE, ISNA, MSA, others, to deceive us, to very, in their own shrewd way, to pull the wool over our eyes and to bring us into this charade. Am I correct that some of these Muslim Brotherhood front groups are involved in the Tri-Faith Initiative?
everything on their website and their actions, when they put events, they invite Muslim Brotherhood members to represent them. Mm-hmm. They are trying to say that they are a local group, but this is far from true. When they put any kind of event, they invite Muslim Brotherhood to represent them. And on their website, they are referencing CARE, and they have references to Islamic Society of North America, and they have MSA.
Well, this
is their own assertions. I don't have to even say that.
This is what they say. These are all Muslim Brotherhood front groups. And so, but now you're being demonized and slandered for trying to discuss this and unveiling what's happening. And it's affecting now, and now also because you're trying to celebrate Israel with this wonderful event, Israel in the Heartland, because these people are scared of, there's many people that have been intimidated by the Brotherhood and by the leftist propaganda, so they don't even want to support this event now. Am I correct?
There is lots of people in the Jewish community and rabbis who are not even wants to even answer my questions or my emails. They just ignoring me completely. I'm trying to get a cantor who can sing the national anthem over there, and I have to ask somebody to fly him in from Chicago because nobody wants to do it over here in from Nebraska. Can you imagine that? That is, I'm asking somebody to come in and sing the national anthem and to sing let's celebrate Jerusalem, and they cannot find one Jewish musician in the state of Nebraska, and I have to call in and fly in somebody from out of the state because they cannot and they don't want to make a statement against the Tri-Faith Initiative.
Here's the state of our world. We have an ex-Sunni Imam that have the bravery to leave Islam, who found Jesus Christ, who became a Christian, put his life on the line. Your life is on the line every day because you're considered an apostate. You came to Jesus Christ, or as we know, Jesus Christ came to you. Either way, your life is on the line. Now you want to confront the enemies that want to destroy America and Israel. You now have shed your anti-Semitic past when you were a Muslim. Now you love Israel. You're holding an event for Israel. And Jewish members of the Jewish community who are so afraid of being called an Islamophobe are opposing an evening that you're having to support Israel.
Unfortunately, this is the case. Unfortunately, I'm sending a plea right now. I am asking the Jews in the state of Nebraska to come and get over our differences. I sent a letter already to the leadership of the Temple Israel. I am sending letters to all the rabbis who refused even to answer my emails. And I'm asking them, let us forget about our differences. Let us not to be afraid. Let's make a statement against Semitism. And let's get together and listen to some music and enjoy a good meal together. And we can go and debate things. I think and I believe this is what America is about. We have our differences, yet we get together and we talk things out. Why it is a problem when we are dealing with Islam. Why it is a problem when we are dealing with the Muslim Brotherhood. Why it is a problem when we are dealing with an enemy that is outspoken, saying clearly that they have their death on their mind. What is it a problem that we can unite together to get over our differences? And I know that our differences are not going to be reconciled ever. We're going to have the debate forever. Let's get over it for a minute and have one night of celebration. What is wrong with that, Jimmy?
I think it's a beautiful idea, not to trivialize any of this, but you keep referring to music and dancing. Maybe we can have people encouraged to come out. Will Mark Christian be dancing, and are you a good dancer?
I'm going to do some Egyptian dancing probably. I'm not going to be dancing, but I'm referring to
Egyptian
celebration.
Dancing. Okay, absolutely.
I want people to celebrate. Israel is a state, is a miracle, as a matter of fact, that need to be celebrated.
Okay.
We need to stop that anti-Semitism. We need to stop anti-Zionist that is going on, even in the Christian churches that is right now under the influence of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a former Sunni Imam that converted to Christianity. His name is Mark Christian. He's hosting a pro-Israel evening in Omaha on March 19th. Look up Israel in the Heartland. Google it. Go to globalfaithinstitute.org and come out on March 19th to celebrate Israel and defend Israel in these very scary times. Dr. Christian, what an honor to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining the Glazov Gang.
Thank you very much for having me today, and I really appreciate the opportunity.
And good luck with your event once again. Thank you so much for having the bravery to host it and to plan it. We hope it'll be a huge success. Thank you for joining the Glazov Gang. We'll see you next week on the Glazov Gang. Good night.